That was something, wasn't it?
Which part? Beginning or the?
All of it.
All of it.
It was something.
Yes.
That series is over.
Yes, it is.
It's a sweep for the Cleveland Cavaliers after a historic closeout win on the road by 55 in a game that was never even a little bit in doubt, really from the opening tip. This is Playoff Central Live. Devin Harris, Vince Carter, former teammates twice, now 3 times, including this. I expect some deep analysis on this from the two of you.
Okay, we'll give it to you.
This was
First half.
43-17 in the first quarter. That tied a postseason record for the most lopsided first quarter in playoff history, and it never really got any better from Miami's perspective.
Miami looked like a team that just their spirit was broken.
Yes.
I mean, from the very first play all the way out to the fourth quarter, it just were uninterested and just, you know, you talked about it before, just a pride game. You know,
Yes.
where they're going to come out and fight, and I don't think this team had any fight left. And Cleveland did a phenomenal job just coming out with, you know, disposition from jump, and just they jumped on them, and once you throw that first haymaker, they just didn't get back up off the mat.
I would describe this as a very professional win by the Cavaliers because they never really stopped playing, right? It was out of hand. They didn't do anything silly, very businesslike, kept playing. They challenged to play in the third quarter when they were up by like 45 points and won it.
They had a goal in mind, and whatever the motivation was in that speech from the coach coming out, whatever that may be, they stuck to it. And you know, you heard Donovan Mitchell say that he prefers to continue to play, but at the same time, you take care of business to get the rest of your guys healthy. But at the same time, they had a game plan in mind to come out and attack offensively, but more so defensively. They were like, the ball, once the ball was released, ball in the air, anywhere, they were going after it. And you could just see, like, they said they were taking the life. Like you said, we have you in a chokehold from the jump, and I think they attacked Tyler Hero. You're going to go at their best player, make him guard, and frustrate him. And you could tell they were frustrated, and then they just shut it off, and that was it.
Defensively, I mean, it was a clinic.
Yes.
I mean, they didn't allow anybody really to get into rhythm. We talked about where's the offense going to come from. Does it come from Tyler Hero? No, it didn't come from that. Bam got up to a slow start. Wiggins picked it up a little bit in the third quarter, but they took everybody out of the game from the start of the game defensively, and offensively, it was a three-point clinic. I mean, everybody hitting threes, spacing the floor out, ball movement. It was just a clinic all the way around.
I'll say one thing. Tyler Hero, 4 points at -44.
Well, you just led me to my next question because they were not going to win this game regardless. Maybe Tyler Hero plays much better and they lose by, 25. They weren't going to win the game. But this is the sort of thing that will stick with you sometimes in terms of reputation. 1 for 10,
Yes.
4 points, -44. The plus-minus thing can get ridiculous sometimes. I enjoy it as someone who doesn't have that number stuck to me ever. But -44 and 1 of 10, I don't know. What would you say to Tyler about this game? If you're playing alongside him, what would you say to him afterwards? What, if anything, does it mean to him moving forward?
I mean, it's when you're the focal point of the scouting report, you know you're going to see the best defender, sometimes the second and third defender. They just didn't get in the rhythm. But when a guy like Tyler Hero, where you know he struggles on the defensive end of the floor, they're going to put him in every single action. I mean, they're hunting him time and time again. And obviously, offensively, you got to try to find a rhythm, but they just allow you to do that. They took him completely out of the game. And you have games like this in playoff atmospheres. I mean, you kind of wash it. You know, the series is over with. You flush it and move on, put in the work in the summer. But going into next season, you use this as motivation to come back better. I mean, and that's on the defensive end of the floor. Obviously, offensively, they got to figure out a strategy, what it's going to work with him and Bam being the focal point offensively. But as a team, they got a lot of answers that they need to figure out. Obviously, post Jimmy trade, they got a lot of holes they got to fill.
Yeah.
I say first and foremost, Tyler Hero is going to look at this stat sheet briefly if he has not already, and it's going to stick with him. I mean, as a competitor, as a player, and he's going to hear a lot of the noise. Why? Because he is the focal point. He is the guy now, and he accepted that challenge when he was playing well. Well, because you put it out there, where everyone's now looking and saying, okay, being the best player, regardless, you can't have this performance. Okay, you're getting blown out, but we as players, role players, we now look to you, our star, to give us life, and now you help us help you. And they had some bench scoring. Obviously, Nikola Jovic came out, and Bam started slow. So they're three guys that I talked about early, all struggled. And at one point, it was said there, meaning Miami Heat's bench, more points scored than their starting unit, which is a very bad sign. So, I'm like, let this be motivation. Let this piss you off. Let this burn inside. Come back now with new motivation. Get your guys together and let them see you working, not on social media, but together. Because I feel like if he wants to take the step forward as being the guy, which he is as of today, he's going to have to, there's a lot that has to happen.
Well, and you don't have to shoot the ball well to lead your teammates, right? I mean, the shooting thing is sometimes you're just not going to shoot the ball well. There's a good defensive team on the other side. What you would hope for is leadership with effort and fight and some of the things you didn't really see much out of with Miami tonight. A team and a franchise that is known for, culture, and for good reason for the most part, but that seemed to be absent tonight. And in the series.
And it has been. Like I said, a lot of questions need to be answered post-Jimmy. When you lose a leader of that and a guy that shows up nightly into the playoffs, you got to try to replace that. And obviously, they've elevated Tyler Hero, they've elevated Bam, but now you got to figure out how do we continue on with that culture, and it starts on the defensive end of the floor for me.
33 points in the half. So it's a lot of things that need to be addressed. And as a coach, my thing is, as a coach, what do you say right now? Outside of the effort at halftime, you more than anything, I'm disappointed about our disposition in a closeout game on our floor.
Right.
And if this happens in Cleveland, all right, fine, I get it. But this is on our floor. Like, we showed zero fight, and that is concerning. And like I said, we're here watching. We don't know what was said. Was there any motivation? They scored 50 points in the second half. So it's better than what the performance but it was in a blowout situation, younger guys. So
yeah,
they need some help. They have pieces, a lot to address, and it'll be interesting to see what direction they go.
Yeah. Which, they had to know post Jimmy Butler that there were going to be changes this summer one way or the other. But if there was any question about that, there was an exclamation point put on that thought tonight. Let's get inside Miami. Kenny Atkinson's Cavs are moving forward.
Just before we get started, just want to again reiterate my respect for the Miami Heat, their program. They went through a gauntlet before they played us, so we had a big advantage, big physical advantage. So it's pretty amazing what they did. As a 10th seed to win 2 playing games on the road, and then we had 7-8 days of rest. So and I always appreciate the class they play with. Win, lose, they don't play dirt. They don't play dirty. They're win with humility. When they lose, they're just a class program. Just utmost respect for their club, their coaching staff, players in that locker room.
Kenny, we talked before the game about how difficult closeout games can be. Obviously, this had a very wide margin of victory, and as both games down here did, how did you guys avoid complacency after building a 2-0 lead at home?
Great leadership.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. video.